Hello everyone, welcome back to time-tested advice. Let's be honest, you've tried it all, right? It was tough, right? Denying your own needs, setting aside what was important to you all for them. You've gone out of your way to prove your value, to make them miss you, to show how much you care. You were always ready, always accommodating, always the first to give up your plans. You were generous, always ready to help, always the first to volunteer, never saying no. But how did they repay you? They treated you like you were nothing, like you were just there to be stepped on. They ignored you, showed you no respect, and threw away all the care you offered as if it didn't matter at all. You tried to discuss it. You tried to make them see reason. Maybe you even pleaded, just looking for a little recognition. You were friendly, generous, and gave everything you could. You felt the pain of being dismissed time and again, and the more you tried, the more you felt overlooked. It seemed like they were too blind to recognize your worth, too used to having you around, and too neglectful of your feelings. Nothing you tried made a difference. You had run out of moves, all except one, the most impactful choice: staying quiet. You stepped back, stopped all communication. No more messages lighting up their phone, no calls, no more checking in. It's as if you disappeared completely. And this silence of yours, it's about to achieve more than any words ever could. It shouts louder than anything you could have spoken. Now, the person they overlooked, the one they assumed would always stick around, is gone. Your absence is overwhelming them. Sure, they might seem fine to others, maintaining a tough exterior, acting as though everything is normal without you, but alone, they're breaking down. Every silent moment, every lack of a new message is eating away at them. They feel like crying, like reaching out, but their pride traps them in this regret. They're tormented, thinking over every time they didn't appreciate you, realizing they've lost something irreplaceable. Out in the open, everyone is all smiles. But behind closed doors, there's only sadness and the heavy burden of what they've lost. Right now, they might feel sorry while pretending everything is fine in front of others. You need to stay strong, make them realize their loss. So, join in and repeat after me. Silence is my strength. Say it like you mean it. Silence is my strength. Trust me, it really is a strength. Hang on with me for a bit, and I'll show you just how strong it is. But first, let's have a bit of fun. If you find our tips helpful, smash that like button and type our affirmation for today in the comments. Silence is my strength. This is important, everyone, because, as the great philosopher Epictetus once put it, set a clear picture of who you wish to be, and let each decision bring you closer. So, embrace this moment. It's your life, and you have this power. Why not shout it out loud and clear? Write it down for once and for all. Silence is my strength. Make it yours. Stick with me, because I'm about to show you how this silence can change everything. It shifts the balance, leaves them guessing, and makes them face the loneliness they feel without you to make them feel better. Are you ready to discover how silence can become your most powerful response? Let's get started. All right, everyone, before we look closely at their circumstances and what happens next after you've chosen quietness instead of responding to rudeness, let's discuss something that might be troubling you. I understand you care deeply for them, even though they've disregarded you as if you're a bad habit they think they can easily drop. And it's because you care so much that you worry being quiet for too long might make them completely forget you. I see some of you nodding in agreement, wondering, what if they simply let it go? That worry, I know, feels like it's splitting you in two. Here's what you should know. They aren't going away. You might see them hiding behind a mask, acting like they're okay, and your silence doesn't bother them. But really, that's just for show. Underneath that mask, a storm is building. They miss your presence every day, even though they act like it doesn't matter. Your silence cuts deeper than any words could. And here's something important. If they don't recognize your value now, in this quiet moment, then they probably never really appreciated you. And why keep someone around who forgets your worth until they're about to lose you? You deserve better than someone who only sees your value at the last minute. This quiet time is a test, everyone, a chance for clarity for both them and you. If they can't see your worth even when you're not around, then they're not worth your love, attention, or energy. That's a hard truth to accept. So stay strong, and let's look forward to what happens next for them. Believe me, they're already feeling the effects. And if you haven't hit that like button yet, now's a great time. It helps share this video with more people like you who are seeking advice, and really, helping others when they need it is the best thing we can do. Are you prepared to uncover the depths of their regret and revelations? Let's begin the journey. Number 1, acknowledging that you're not here anymore. Here we are, everyone, at the beginning of their journey. The point when they notice you're not there anymore. This moment is more important than it might seem. They might act like everything is okay, pretending all is well, but inside, they're really starting to notice the loss. The comforting feeling, the constant presence they always had, is now missing. And it's during these quiet times they realize they can't just pull you back like before. However, this is often when we make a big misstep. A lot of us feel a sudden tug at our hearts or start second-guessing ourselves. We think, should I reach out? Should I show them I'm still here? We give in to that urge and make contact, disrupting the powerful silence we worked so hard to maintain. This is when we slip up and send that little message, hoping it'll make them see how important they are to us. But remember, every time you break that silence, you also break the strength of your absence. This isn't the time for reassuring them or making them feel comfortable again with your presence. Silence is about letting them face their own thoughts, their own errors, and their own void. Here's another common error some of us fall into. We assume our role now is just to stay in our rooms, watching our phones, and waiting, hoping they'll soon see what they've missed. But I want to clarify. Silence doesn't mean putting your life on hold and hoping they'll notice you're missing. No, silence is about taking all that effort you dedicated to them and channeling it towards yourself. It's about progressing in your life, focusing on self-improvement, becoming stronger, sharper, and more resilient. View this as a chance to evolve, to become someone who doesn't just sit and wait, but actively flourishes even without them around. Now, let's explore further. What if their feelings for you are genuine? What if this break makes them realize how much they value you? The silence you've maintained gives them space to figure out their true feelings. It's like sowing a seed. In the quiet, without your attention, that seed will either take root or wither away. If they genuinely care, your absence will hit them harder than anything else. They'll experience a compelling need to bridge the gap you've left. That's when genuine change occurs. What if they don't care about you? What if your quietness doesn't matter to them at all? If that's the case, it's better to find out now rather than later. Often being silent can show us the truth about what's genuine and what's just an illusion. You're not here to make someone appreciate you. You're here to find out if they can handle your quiet moments, miss you when you're not around, and recognize your worth. If they don't feel compelled to reconnect with you, perhaps it's a sign they were never deserving of your effort. As Seneca, the wise philosopher, once put it, To find a true friend, step away from those who wouldn't mourn your absence. This moment shows us something important. Whether people miss you or they're getting on with their lives without you, you come out on top. Why? Because it reveals who truly values your time, love, and effort. Imagine yourself standing confidently, looking ahead, not back. You are building a life rich with personal growth and strength, not based on how much others notice you. As you press on, the universe will ensure the right people take notice. The right ones will catch up to you. The wrong ones, it's best to leave them behind and not look back. Here's a powerful thought to keep in mind during this time. I prioritize myself above their attention. My quietness is my power, and my journey is uniquely mine. Repeat it, write it down, embrace it, and stick with me, because our adventure is just starting. Right now, we don't know if they truly love you or if they will return. This quiet period is the beginning of finding those answers. There's more to come, more phases where truths will be revealed, and their true feelings will emerge. So, take your time. Don't jump to conclusions. Let this quietness work its magic. Let them experience the impact of your absence. We're only at the beginning, and the answers will become clear soon. Every step you take is a step towards understanding, and soon you'll realize the influence your silence has on those who didn't value you enough. Hold on tight, hold steady, because we're just getting warmed up. Number 2, pretending not to care. At this point, things are going to feel extremely tough. They'll behave as though nothing's bothering them, wearing a disguise of not caring that can really make you doubt everything. They might appear relaxed, sharing stuff on social media, laughing with friends, or even mentioning how well they're doing now. It's all just a show, a false front. Believe me, this could be the most baffling and hurtful stage for you. This show of not caring might make you wonder if your quietness has any effect at all, or even more troubling, if you were ever important to them. Let's be clear about something. Just because they seem unbothered doesn't mean they truly are. This disguise is usually what people use to protect themselves when they sense they're losing grip on the situation. It's like in a game of poker. They're just pretending, acting as if your absence is just minor background noise, all to keep up their control. They're just trying to convince you that they are completely okay without you. This is a common bait many of us fall into. We start to wonder, if they seem so unfazed, should I make the first move? Maybe they don't miss me. However, I want to assure you, this is the moment your quietness begins to bother them, even though they try hard to hide it. As the wise Stoic philosopher Epictetus once stated, challenges don't shape who we are, they expose our true selves. In this scenario, your absence, your silence, is showing you something about them they aren't prepared to admit. So rather than confronting this reality, they put on a facade, pretending not to care as a way to safeguard their pride. Think of their indifference as a protective barrier, a shield they use to block out their true emotions. They hope that by acting as if they feel nothing, you'll be the one to give in, to initiate contact, to step back into their life on their conditions. It's like a game of tug-of-war where they're firmly planting their feet, yet at the same time, they're slowly losing their footing. They're quietly panicking, hiding behind this facade of apathy, hoping you won't notice the small cracks starting to appear. Here's where you need to stand firm, because the mask they wear is just that, a mask. Even if they seem okay on the outside, they really miss you deep down, no matter how good they are at hiding it. And this is also when you must avoid the urge to check up on them or see if they are truly all right. You're not there to play into their hands or save them from their own discomfort. The moment you break your silence, you give them exactly what they desire: control. Your silence is effective, but only if you keep it up. The moment you reach out, even just to see if they're all right, you give them power. Think of it as a silent storm gathering strength. They might appear to be carrying on with life as usual, but inside they feel the void growing. The mask is a desperate effort to show they don't need you and can manage alone. But deep inside, the emptiness is growing. It's like they're trying to cover a serious injury with a small bandage, hoping it will just heal by itself. This period tests your strength too. It might seem like your only task is to remain quiet, but it's more than that. Your silence is strong indeed, but it becomes truly powerful when paired with action. Rather than just waiting for them to take notice, work on improving yourself. Think of it as if you're tempering steel. Each day you focus on bettering yourself. You're building a stronger version of yourself. That's one thing they won't be able to overlook. What happens if they truly love you? If real love is hiding behind their facade, your quietness will coax it out, revealing emotions they can't keep hidden. As you thrive instead of falter, they'll begin to feel the pain of what they're losing. Their facade of not caring will start to weigh them down, making them uncomfortable because they are stifling their true feelings. They will feel a tug, a discomfort they cannot shake off, as your quietness loudly highlights their own void. But what if they don't love you? What if there is no genuine emotion behind their facade? Then your silence is a gift to yourself. It shows you a reality you need to recognize. You don't want to waste your energy on someone who doesn't care. If they truly don't care, then at least you know where you stand. And this clear understanding is more valuable than anything else. As Marcus Aurelius once said, people aren't troubled by what happens. They're troubled by how they perceive it. If your absence doesn't bother them, let this realization help you move on completely without regrets. So, here's the bottom line. If they're masking how they truly feel or honestly feel nothing, focus on yourself. Don't be distracted by their mask. Continue to build and grow and let them deal with their own discomfort. If they miss you, they will come back by themselves. If not, they have made room in your life for someone who truly appreciates you. Tell yourself loudly, I won't let their lack of interest shake me. I am growing my own value and strength. Remind yourself of this whenever you start to doubt. Now is your time to show that you're not affected by their actions or hurt by their pretense. You're getting tougher, clearer, and more enduring every day. Stay with me, because we are just starting to get interesting. If you think their uncaring attitude will last, you might be surprised. We're going to uncover more truths, and soon things will come to light that they won't be able to conceal. Keep holding on. There's much more ahead, and I really want to connect with you at this stage. Where do you currently stand? Are you focused on strengthening yourself in silence, or are doubts still holding you back? If you're feeling lost or have any questions, feel free to join the discussion in the comments. I'm here to help you navigate this path. And if you don't have much to say, a simple "don't stop now" in the comments will let me know you're with us on this journey. It keeps our conversation going and shows your commitment to everyone involved. Number 3. Experiencing a heavy sense of remorse. We've now reached a phase they can't escape, the burden of regret. Initially, they tried to stay calm and hide their feelings, but your absence is overwhelming them like a powerful wave. They're beginning to notice the emptiness, the gap you've left, and regret is sneaking in like an unwelcome visitor they can't overlook. During this time, they'll go over each moment, each opportunity they missed to treat you better, to show gratitude, to keep you near. It's as if they're at the brink of a precipice, looking back at all they took for granted. They're troubled by what they overlooked, realizing now that their careless actions and moments of disregard are costing them dearly. You. As the wise philosopher Seneca once said, each fresh start emerges from the close of a previous chapter. They're currently feeling the conclusion of their time with you, and it's hitting them hard. They might not express it, but believe me, they feel that burden. It's more than just loneliness. It's the sharp pain of recognizing they had something genuine, something precious, and they let it slip through their fingers. Think of regret as a shadow trailing them, always a step behind, growing closer the longer you remain silent. This isn't merely about missing you. It's about realizing they made a decision, whether intentionally or not, to push you away. Now, without you around, without the comfort of knowing you're there, they're compelled to confront the truth. They didn't give worth to someone they should have held dear. Many people try to hide their regret by keeping up appearances, pretending nothing's wrong. However, this is just a temporary act. Deep down, their regret grows with every memory and every reminder of what they've lost. They can't change what has happened. They no longer have control, and feeling helpless adds to their intense regret. If they genuinely care, this regret will begin to weigh heavily on them, prompting moments of deep thought and humility. But if they don't care, at least now you know their true nature. Remember this: I am far too valuable to be defined by their regret. I prioritize my own worth over temporary feelings. Say it aloud to let it sink in. You shouldn't have to wait for someone to see your value. Their regret is theirs to deal with, and your strength is yours to build. Hold on tight. This adventure has only just begun. Regret is just the start of what they will feel when they realize the full consequence of losing someone they never thought would walk away. Number 4. Attempting to find someone else in your place. Right now, they're beginning to feel the weight of you not being around. However, instead of dealing with their own behavior, they may take an easier path. They start searching for someone else, trying to fill the void you left with a substitute. This moment can be painful for you, seeing them rush into another relationship or fill their days with new people, as if they can just swap out the bond you two had. But don't be deceived. This is just a way to dodge their problems, not fix them. Imagine it as using a small bandage on a big cut. They hope that by spending time with someone else, they'll avoid dealing with their feelings of guilt, loneliness, and the fact that you're not there anymore. This isn't about them getting over it. It's about diversion. They're using the company of someone else to hide the void left by your absence. And while it might look like they're doing fine, or that they're not bothered, remember, new companions cannot heal what they're actually fleeing from. Their effort to replace you is more about trying to cope than forming a true bond. When we lose something important, our first instinct might be to find a replacement, something to fill the space that doesn't really require us to grow or change. It's like fitting a mismatched piece into a puzzle, hoping it will be enough to fill the gap. But deep inside, they know this isn't the solution. According to philosopher Alain de Botton, people become really interesting when they challenge their own boundaries. Instead of challenging themselves and overcoming their own restrictions, they remain within their limits, hoping someone new will make them forget the reality. However, this is just a diversion. They might share updates on social media, hang out with friends, and show off their new acquaintances, trying to persuade themselves and others that they have moved on. It's all just an act, the facade they wear to avoid feeling the true impact of your absence. Even though it might seem believable initially, the truth is, you can't substitute something genuine with something fleeting. They are attempting to address a void that only self-reflection and personal growth can truly mend. Seeing them with others might make you doubt your value. You may wonder if they ever truly cared, or if it's really that easy for them to find a replacement. But remember, this isn't about you. It's about their struggle to deal with discomfort. A new relationship may seem like a substitute, but it's often just a temporary fix, something to occupy time and suppress feelings. And if they don't realize this on their own, it clearly shows one thing: they were never truly able to appreciate you fully. True connections can't be replaced like a mere decoration. If someone keeps seeking new people, it shows they fear being alone more than they want to truly grow or understand what they've given up. Keep telling yourself, "I am unique. My worth cannot be copied or replaced." Believe in this firmly. Their choices don't determine your value. In fact, you really see their true colors and what they're willing to compromise on. And keep in mind, not everyone is brave enough to admit their own faults. Some people prefer the ease of new friendships over facing the tough truth of losing someone truly special. So stick with me. Our journey is far from done. As they shift from mere distractions to genuine understanding, more truths will surface. Hold on, there's much more to come. Number 5. Experiencing their world crumbling. We've now reached a point where their world is really starting to fall apart. Initially, they tried to hide their feelings, pretending not to care. Next, they sought comfort by meeting new people, trying to fill the emptiness left by you. But there's no avoiding the truth. Their life is unfolding. You used to be their rock, their safety net. Whether they admitted it or not, you brought a steadiness they depended on, even if they didn't appreciate it at the time. Now, without that support, everything is beginning to crack. They might have thought they could keep going as before, but bit by bit, everything is coming undone. It's like they're trying to keep water in their hands, but no matter how hard they try, it just keeps slipping through. As the wise philosopher Epictetus once said, "True wealth is not about having a lot of things, but wanting little." They're now feeling the burden of their desires, realizing that no thing, no new romance, no diversion can fill the gap left by the security and richness you added to their life. This problem isn't just about missing you, it's about missing the equilibrium and support you offered. Imagine it like a house of cards. They've been piling up distractions, overconfidence, and ways to dodge reality. But without you as the base, it's all toppling over. They're starting to feel the impact of their decisions, and it's weighing on them. Even little tasks that used to be easy now seem hard, and they're not sure why, but you understand the motive. You were the reason they felt steady, and now without you, they're drifting, overwhelmed by the turmoil they caused. Maybe their friendships seem empty now, or their jobs feel meaningless. They're uneasy, can't focus, and are missing the peace they used to find with you around. This is often the point when people start to feel a deep loss that they can't ignore. Their usual distractions and daily habits aren't helping like before, and they're forced to confront a hard truth. They're having a tough time because they lost someone important. But this falling apart is important. Sometimes people need to feel the lack of something important to understand how much they relied on it. This is their moment of realization, the time when everything falls apart and they have to face the consequences of their actions. At this point, it's common to feel sorry for them or want to help. But remember, this is their path to walk, not yours. They need to experience the consequences of not having you around, to truly understand what their choices mean without leaning on you. They're beginning to realize that the life they made without appreciating you wasn't as strong as they believed. So stay firm. Tell yourself, I am the anchor they've longed for, yet my strength is mine to keep. Use this thought to keep yourself steady as their world starts to fall apart. This shows how much you mattered and what kind of situation they've made for themselves. Stick with me, because as things get worse for them, the truth will become even more obvious. We're just reaching the core of the matter. Number 6. Suffering quietly in emptiness. At this point, the diversions are disappearing and the new relationships seem shallow. Now, they're surrounded by quiet. A quiet that feels more like an empty hole, a gap where they once sensed your presence. It's in this quiet gap that they start to struggle. The masks, the pretenses, and the quick solutions are all gone. They're now truly alone, with only the reverberations of their choices and the soft reminder of what they've lost. This is when they begin to experience a pain that's hard to describe. It's a deep, gnawing emptiness, an emptiness they can't fill. For the very first occasion, they're truly facing life without you, without anything to soften the blow. They hoped they could overcome this feeling, that the sadness would lessen as time went on. But the quiet is constant, and the feeling of loss remains deep. Imagine them lost in a vast desert, searching desperately for a bit of solace, a small comfort to ease the pain of emptiness. Yet in this quiet, all they find is the harsh truth that someone very special is gone forever. Regardless of how much they try to keep going, they end up back in the same empty place, feeling the heavy sadness of you not being there. As the wise Lao Tzu once said, staying quiet can be a powerful source of inner strength. Now, your absence and the silence around it has become their challenge, their struggle. They used to take your existence for granted, always expecting you to be there. Now, your absence haunts them, a reminder of the precious thing they lost. This emptiness brings a unique pain. It's not loud or shocking. It's a deep, quiet ache that only gets worse as time passes. They may try to distract themselves, to stay busy, but the quietness follows them everywhere. They feel it when they wake up alone, lost in their thoughts. They feel it during their day, unable to connect with you as they used to. They feel it at night, lying in bed, looking at the ceiling, without any messages or signs of your affection, just the empty space they once ignored. This period is tough for them, and watching it might be hard for you too. You might want to check on them to see if they realize what they've lost. But remember, this is their battle, not yours. They need to face this silence completely, to truly feel the loss of what they gave up. It's not your role to rescue them from this void. If they really appreciated you, their quietness would touch them deeply. It will awaken feelings they can't overlook, prompting them to think about how they reached this point. If they ever truly cared, the silence will show them what they've given up, something unique they can't find in anyone else. This void shows what they overlooked, the loyalty they didn't see. However, if they didn't really value you, the silence will prove this too. If they go on without feeling the gap, it means they were never as committed as you. Either way, the silence will uncover the truth. It acts as a mirror, reflecting their choices and showing them the results of their actions without anyone to cushion the impact. Remember this: staying quiet shows my inner strength and self-worth. Let this thought reassure you that your silence isn't weakness. It's a strong choice, a step you take to honor yourself by stepping back and letting them see the outcome of their actions. Stick with me, because as they face this quiet, understanding will grow clearer. We're heading towards a crucial point where the truth emerges in ways they can't dismiss. The silence, the emptiness, it's all building up to the moment they confront what they've lost. Hold on, because there's still more to come. Number 7. Embracing a newfound appreciation for life's simple pleasures. As you move forward in your journey of silence and self-discovery, you begin to encounter an enlightening stage where the simple pleasures of life become profoundly significant. This stage is marked by an intense rediscovery of joys that may have been overshadowed or forgotten in the whirlwind of your past relationships. Whether it's revisiting old hobbies that fell by the wayside, nurturing friendships that were once on the back burner, or exploring new activities that spark curiosity and excitement. This phase is about reconnecting with what genuinely makes you happy. It's a time for personal renaissance, a period of blossoming where you learn to appreciate your own company as much as you valued the presence of others. Solitude transforms from a state of loneliness to a cherished sanctuary where creativity and self-reflection thrive. This rediscovery process reinforces a pivotal lesson. Happiness is a personal creation, intricately woven from the small, everyday experiences that you choose to engage with. Embrace this opportunity to sculpt your life's narrative, filling it with vibrant textures and colors uniquely your own. Number 8. Strengthening the pillars of resilience and independence. This stage is crucial as it involves solidifying your inner strength and autonomy, forming a robust foundation that will support you through future challenges, both in relationships and other aspects of life. It's about cultivating a resilience that buffers against the turbulence of emotional upheavals and an independence that liberates you from the need for external validation. This period is characterized by setting and achieving personal goals that affirm your capabilities, making decisions that reflect your true self, and establishing firm boundaries that safeguard your emotional well-being. Each step taken is a testament to your growth, each decision a reflection of your values. As you build this resilient independence, you not only prepare yourself for future relationships, but also for any of life's unexpected turns. This newfound confidence radiates from within, influencing every aspect of your life. It reassures you that your worth is not contingent upon how others perceive or treat you, but is rooted deeply in how you see and treat yourself. This stage isn't just about recovery, it's about transformation, turning past adversities into stepping stones towards a stronger, more self-assured you. Number 9. Cultivating deep connections with others on your own terms. Following the empowering stages of rediscovering joy and strengthening resilience, you now approach a transformative phase where you learn to forge deeper, more meaningful connections with others entirely on your terms. This stage is about understanding the value of relationships that offer mutual respect, emotional reciprocity, and genuine understanding. You become more selective about who you allow into your life, choosing to surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you rather than drain or demean you. This discernment in forming new relationships is not born out of cynicism, but from a place of self-respect and a better understanding of what you truly deserve. You begin to engage in interactions that are not just based on convenience or past habits, but are chosen consciously for the enrichment they bring to your life. This could mean deepening bonds with family members who have always been there, but perhaps were taken for granted, reigniting friendships that have stood the test of time, or forming new friendships with those who resonate with your current path and values. Each relationship is nurtured with intention and care, knowing that the quality of your connections greatly influences your emotional and psychological well-being. As you develop these connections, you also get better at expressing your needs and limits, making sure that your interactions are wholesome, fair, and beneficial for everyone involved. This stage is profoundly fulfilling as it allows you to experience the true essence of connection, being understood and valued not for your role in someone's life, but for who you truly are. Here, you find that the strongest bonds are not those that bind you, but those that truly bolster your journey towards personal fulfillment and self-discovery. Number 10. Either collapsing under the strain or finding a way to overcome it. At this point, at the last step, the critical moment, when they either fall apart or make it through, after all the pretenses, distractions, and attempts to fill their emptiness, they've come to a place where they can't hide from the truth anymore. Now, they must make a decision, face up to what they've lost, own up to their actions, and evolve, or remain in denial, burdened by regret forever. For some, this is the tipping point, the regret, the feeling of being alone, the quiet. It's all overwhelming. Instead of moving on, they sink deeper, burdened by guilt and loss, feeling like they've let a crucial opportunity slip by. The pain they once thought was temporary now seems permanent, and each effort to divert their mind only brings them back to this same hollow sensation. It's a slow, silent falling apart that might engulf them if they don't confront the truth about their decisions. Some people might choose another way. They start to view your absence not just as a loss, but as an eye-opener. They experience a flash of insight, recognizing they've been handed a chance to face the parts of themselves that caused this situation. This is the moment where, with bravery, they begin to move forward instead of falling apart. They recognize their mistakes, and for the first time, they might actually learn from them. Imagine this part of life as a crossroads. They can either let the quiet moments overwhelm them, leading to more regret and bitterness, or they can use it to change themselves, like metal shaped in a strong heat. This time could mold them into someone better, someone who appreciates what they once had. However, becoming better isn't certain. It takes courage and modesty, traits not everyone is ready to embrace. Here, the words of the ancient thinker Marcus Aurelius ring true. The obstacle to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Your choice to remain silent was their hurdle, pushing them to either grow or stay the same. If they overcome, it's because they chose to learn. If they fail, it's because they couldn't meet the challenge. What makes this moment truly beautiful is this. No matter which direction they go, your life is no longer bound to their choices. Whether they improve or not is no longer something you need to worry about. You made the bold move to step back, to let go, and to give them space to confront their own issues. You've played your part, and now their decisions are up to them. If they decide to improve themselves, they might come back with more respect, maybe even an apology. But remember, this isn't about waiting for them to see your value. This journey was as much for you to regain your own strength as it was for them to face their flaws. In conclusion, the journey of self-discovery and recovery presented in our narrative represents a critical crossroads faced by individuals after a significant personal upheaval. This pivotal moment, where one must choose between succumbing to the pains of the past or rising above them, defines their future. Through the lens of their experiences, we've explored how confronting or ignoring deep-seated issues can significantly impact one's path to healing. The ancient wisdom of Marcus Aurelius reminds us that obstacles are not just barriers, but opportunities for growth. The decision to embrace these challenges, to learn and evolve from them, or to remain stagnant, is deeply personal. As we close this chapter, it's essential to acknowledge that your journey is independent of others' choices or actions. By choosing to move forward, you reclaim your power and agency, setting the stage for a future where your self-worth and independence are paramount. This isn't just an end, It's the beginning of embracing true freedom and happiness as you continue to grow and thrive on your own terms. To finish, write in the comments, "I'm ready now." This is your time. You are embracing your own power and moving past their path. You are letting go of any expectations or hopes that they will change. You have grown and changed, and now you can freely move on. As we conclude this adventure, keep in mind that each step was about getting back your strength and establishing limits that show your real value. Whether or not they understand what they've lost, you have gained something much more important: clear vision, self-assurance, and freedom. This adventure was tough, but you discovered your inner strength. Now, let's focus on what's next. If you found value in this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit from this message. Let's continue to promote the importance of self-worth and bouncing back. Also, before you leave, share your thoughts in the comments. Are you ready to start a new relationship, or are you enjoying being on your own right now? Tell us about your current situation. Remember, you have made incredible progress. This is just the start of experiencing the true freedom and happiness you deserve. Thanks everyone for watching. Catch you in the next video. Bye, stay blessed, and as always, until next time.